how many of you guys saw the Death Stranding 2 footage from Tokyo Game Show? There's a lot of it. It's actually very hard to find full, like, comprehensive looks at the stuff that they showed off, surprisingly enough. I don't know if they're planning on doing it later for like a big marketing push, but you can't actually find just like a full YouTube video of all of the stuff that they had. It's like people cutting trailers together to make it look new, but it's not. It's very, very weird. But as you would expect, it's just as surreal as you would have thought. There's even more craziness that they've shown. It's just pure Kojima, pure wackiness, like the tar cat, the weird tears. Like, it is peak Kojima. I'll tell you what. I saw people saying, just imagine trying to explain this to like your mom. Just try to explain what's happening in this scene to somebody who has never seen anything Kojima or Death Stranding related. And they're going to have trouble. Like, just imagine, hey mom, look at this. And this is what she sees.
So what's your role in all this?
Me? I make sure Drawbridge's grand plans go off without a hitch.
So you're the commander?
That's right. These days I'm fragile in name only.
So Lou is the child's name.
I don't know how I would explain it. It's insane. It is a look into the mind of a madman. But it's weirdly fun and like chill. It's odd. It's confusing. There's a lot of emotions. There's also a new character in these stories that you might recall. It's a puppet. A puppet. He's here for some reason. I will say the Decima engine, Kojima and his crew, they've done some work. Like the lip syncing is way better, it seems. Facial animations are improved.
In the place where I came from, no one gave birth to babies. They just stayed inside their mother's bellies.
Rainy.
Well, in our world, babies are born and grow up to be adults. Or at least they're supposed to.
It's only natural that Tamara wouldn't understand. After all, she was living in the realm of the dead. I wouldn't expect children to be born into such a place.
But
what the hell is a puppet doing on It's so insane. It's just a freaking acid trip. Imagine trying to play this game while baked just a little. Even a lottle. It's got to be scary. Nobody has to reveal themselves, okay? Nobody has to do that. But I imagine there's somebody out there who's tried to like pop acid or something crazy and then play like Death Stranding or watch these trailers. It's got to be just the most insane trip ever. Like, for real, right? It's got to be insane. Because I'm cold sober. What is it? What's the term? Stone cold sober? Stone cold sober. I have no idea what's happening as is. And already I feel like I'm losing my mind. It's crazy. Yeah, all this to deliver mail. Yeah, that's what makes it even crazier though. It's like, it's one thing if this were like full on horror game and it's like a stealth, like suspense thriller horror game, kind of like an Outlast or something. Then all of this would kind of fit with that vibe. But what makes Death Stranding so interesting to me is that it's this acid trip mixed with one of the most, for me at least, calming and relaxing gameplay systems of recent memory. I play Death Stranding when I want to just chill, when I want to just vibe, you know, it's rainy or it's snowy outside and I want to just go deliver some packages. That's just what I want to do. You know, that's all I need to do. That's when I play Death Stranding, even though it's like totally insane in every way imaginable narratively, it's still really relaxing. So it's that contrast that I actually think helps it. I actually think it helps it. It's an exhausting story, but with some relaxing gameplay, and it actually kind of balances out.
Rainy's baby will be born, right?
In due time, of course. Isn't that so?
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Raindrops are falling on my head. And just like the guy whose feet are too big for his bed, nothing seems to fit. Those raindrops are falling on my head, they keep falling.
So I just did me some talking to the sun.
Oh, that was terrible.
I thought it was pretty good, actually.
This is what I've realized though. Kojima stuff, it's way more enjoyable when you just kind of can turn your brain off, okay? When you can turn your brain off, you can actually have a pretty good time. You don't take it that seriously. I've seen the videos of people trying to connect like all the lore together, trying to do this, trying to do that, and they end up just like tying themselves up into knots. You know, if you just kind of shrug and go, I have no idea what's happening. Like, it seems like he just was like, sure, you sing now. Sing, and then he looks in his Spotify playlist. Raindrops keep falling on my head. Sing that. And then they sing it. And he's like, yeah. And then we'll have a puppet. And he'll be on your belt loop like Mimir in God of War. But yeah, I'm totally not getting the idea from that. And then you'll be pregnant and talk about how like babies normally just never are born. That sounds cool. And then what if we had like a cat, but the cat was like made out of tar? And then like, what if we also did something where like you randomly start crying? And what if you had a scarf that was made of hands? Like the dude's just out of his mind. And when you play it like that, you can actually have a pretty good time. But when people play it and I think start looking for the deeper meanings and reasonings, they'll drive themselves insane. Just like the people that are looking through old like books of hieroglyphics trying to discover the true meaning of the universe through it, when in reality it's some Egyptian shopping list from 3,500 years ago. There's not much depth there. You can try to find it, but you're not going to, you know? And if you just enjoy it for what it is, which is insanity, you can actually have a really good time with it. And I think that's what I've learned from it. Back when this first dropped, Death Stranding, the original game in 2019, I was trying to look at it like it made more sense, like it was part of some grand narrative and plan, and I played through the whole thing and I tried my darndest to piece it together, but it's just crazy. It's just crazy, you know? And I think you can have a lot more fun playing through it that way than if you try to make it make sense.
So you'll be a mother who gives birth to her baby.
Novel.
And I just can't wait.
It's weird that every time she touches it, the chimes play. I don't know what that's a reference to.
Talk about terrible, Sam. I've heard dogs with better tones.
This game is going to be a lot, just a lot. They showed some other footage. We see, of course, our friend Heartman. He's wearing glasses now. And then he sucks up his tears. So again, just came in the same vein. It's like, oh, it's young Elton John.
Heartman?
Heartman.
You're looking well, Sam. Thank you for coming. Oh. It's been a while.
Ticker still holding up?
Thanks to this support unit, I can flatline anytime, anywhere, without worry. No need for beds and the like either. I can sleep standing up. Not bad, eh?
What does that mean? No idea. I've No clue. I'm just as confused now. One thing that I'm not confused about, though, is their idea for a photo mode. They're actually doing something a little bit different than what most other games do. Most other games, you know, just kind of freezes the game and then you get to take your picture. This is what they do now. This is what they're doing. They just set all the characters to like start posing together, and then it's like a Polaroid thing. So Sam has the actual camera, which is just different. It's a funny way of doing it. I don't know if this is like actually what people who do photo mode stuff are looking for. Like this seems like a very casual focused one. Hopefully they have a more traditional photo mode available as well. Because one thing like people who do photo mode are really good at is they set the position of the characters, they line them up perfectly, they get the lighting just right. It's like it's an art. I mean, the people that are really good at photo mode stuff are stupid talented, and they also have to have very fine control over that stuff. And I think having characters constantly moving would probably drive them crazy. But I don't read Japanese, which I think this is. So I don't know if this is something that you'll be able to like turn off and toggle to just the normal mode or what, but I guess time will tell. That's a thing they're doing, is having these like dynamic things. Yeah, this guy, I have in my life, I've never seen a better photo mode in any game ever. It depends. Like again, I think for casual gamers that just want to quickly pop into photo mode and get a couple quirky photos, this could be really, really good. But for the people I've seen that like go hard for photo modes, this would probably drive them crazy because they want to precisely line things up. And for like me, if I'm going to photo mode to take a picture for a thumbnail or something, this would drive me crazy because I need to line things up very carefully, and like this would send me up the wall. But hopefully they have a more traditional one also available where you can like freeze time and do stuff that way. Again, sounds really cool, but when you start using it for specific use cases, it might get annoying. That's kind of like the whole thing that they revealed at Tokyo Game Show. They showed some other stuff off that I've not been able to dig up, but the other thing is that Kojima said that it is releasing in 2025, but that they were not able to release or announce the release date at Tokyo Game Show for like whatever unforeseen circumstances, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So what that means, I'm not really sure, but I think most likely it just means that they probably are waiting for like special PS5 Pro enhancement, advertising, whatever stuff. So I think that that's probably what they signed a deal with Sony for. I think that's what it is. This is brand new. I did not see this before. This is interesting. Hideo Kojima says that Death Stranding 2 is only 30 to 40% complete. In an appearance at Tokyo Game Show, Kojima talked about the franchise, including where things stand in the upcoming sequel. He told the gathered crowd that the game isn't even halfway done, but didn't show concern about it. Some of the work that needs to be done includes re-recording all of the dialogue for the game in Japanese for localization. Okay. He then reiterated that the game will still release in 2025 as planned. Quote, as I haven't said the release date today, but the release date has already been decided. I'm currently working on it in preparation for that. He added that while the date will be announced next year, quote, unforeseen circumstances, end quote, prevent it from being revealed sooner. That's interesting. And that's it. I mean, it's still very interesting. Only 30 to 40% complete. That's not as much as I would have thought. You know, I would have thought if it's coming next year, I mean, I always assume like later next year, but maybe like August, September, something like that. Even if we say November, December, that still is very early. That's still very, very early. You know, I don't know. That's surprising. Maybe I don't know if that refers to the content of the game. Like they're only 30, 40% of the way done with the content of the game. And then they still have marketing. They still have all that stuff. Or maybe this total includes like marketing, meaning like when it gets to 100, the game is launching. Whereas a lot of other studios, you know, it's like, no, the game is feature complete. It's content complete. We're just polishing for the next like however long. I don't know. It's that, but that's surprising, is it not? 30 to 40% on? I'm not sure. Because we're going to find out more, but I'm guessing it's not going to be till early next year, probably like March or April when they do another state of play or something. We'll find out more. Because when he's ready to show stuff, PlayStation's going to want to put that like front and center, especially if it's PS5 Pro enhanced. That's going to go a long way for them, I think. He took my thing.